gentlemen, welcome back to the Rekt League. We're here for game two of it's gonna be a banger. Mountain versus Bramble. I'm Brian the Broken. I am joined by Adoma on this beautiful sunny day in the Northeast. How was your sun time?
And my sun time was fantastic. I don't know if you can see, but got a lot of brightness coming in from this
Mm.
direction. And it looks like you got a little some nice backlighting there yourself, Brian.
Yes. Yeah, I've got some sun in the background. I got some sunburn on the body. Feeling
Yep,
good. The
yep.
window's open. It's
Yep,
unreal.
I am also massively burned. I don't know if you can kind of see this difference here, maybe.
You can't. The
No,
camera doesn't
no,
really
not quite,
show.
not quite. All right. Well, you're just gonna have to use your imaginations on that one, chat. But trust me, we're both pretty burned here.
Yeah,
And
quite burned. Shadow of Old, thank you for subscribing for the burnage. We appreciate it.
yeah,
But yeah, so you know what else is hot aside from our skin? This matchup right here.
yeah.
This is some hot stuff. We got Bramble sitting in a tie for first place, going up against Mountain, who's kind of fighting for that playoff spot right now.
mhm.
What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like I feel like Mountain. I'm still kind of waiting to see like what makes Mountain Drake outside of Shadow of Old getting Silas and and kind of going off of that, um, and I think Bramble's shown to be one of the like I think the thing that Bramble does the best in the league is they're very good at destroying teams that are not as organized and are maybe not as like they don't have their macro calls super clean. They make like little mistakes here and there, and Bramble's very good at just kind of shutting that shit down. Um,
Yeah, one
so
one of my favorite stats is that Bramble has a very low first blood percentage, but they
mm,
have like the highest first tower percentage in the league. So like
mm,
honestly, like their like first like couple minutes aren't great, and I think they tend to do a lot of like trading of kills, but at the end of the day, they end up winning laning phase. They get that first tower, and they're able to kind of like snowball from there. And
yeah,
Brambles just looked like really hard to deal with, just with how well they do snowball.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, let's see if Shadow of Old pops off. That's what we always say, but we're tired of saying that. So let's
yeah.
focus a little bit more on some of the other matchups. Let's take a quick look at the top lane here. We have Quas versus Nolark. Nolark has been popping the F off. He's had
Yes, he
a hell of
has.
a season. Um, Definitely no slouch. He's been going toe to toe with all the plats of the league, and yet again, he is going against another platinum player in Quas, who has had his ups and downs. Definitely new to the top lane, playing a bit of
Yep.
Ornn, a bit of Malphite. We haven't really seen his super standout game yet, but I think it's there. I believe
Yeah.
in the come up. He's got the talent. The more time you give him, the better he's going to get. He's got a
Yeah.
huge also percentage of team damage, which is pretty silly from top lane. About 25% from playing Ornn and not Maokai, Malphite
Malphite. Yeah.
is ginormous.
Yeah. I mean that is something that's definitely kind of wild. And like the thing that you said there, I think is the most true is that for Quaz, the talent's definitely there. He's shown to be pretty awesome in the AD carry role for all the seasons he's been in the rec league. Occasionally like flexing into support and things like that. But this is his first season in the top lane, and I, I feel like I haven't really found his play style yet. He's been playing kind of like the default rec league all star top laners. He's playing Ornn a lot. He's playing Malphite a lot, and like I want to see him play.
You
I
want him to
want to
play
see I
his
want to see his
game?
signature picks.
Yeah, you want him to play his style,
Yeah,
play his game,
play your game.
play your game. That's my motto in Valorant right now, which
Yep.
is shoddy camping around corners.
Yep.
But yeah, I know what you mean. I want to kind of see him play what he wants to play. I'd like to see maybe something like Tristana Flare. Maybe his game
Yeah,
is
I would love
Malphite, and
that.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with playing the solid rock in the top lane. But
Mhm.
I think in order for Mountain to kind of have a shot at even taking a game off of Bramble, someone aside from Shadow of Old has to pop off. And I'm definitely looking at Quas in this matchup.
Mhm. Yeah. This is definitely. I think this would be a really good week for Quaz to really like, show us why he's been so highly rated these past seasons.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've been waiting on a substitute for Mountain. They do not get to play with their star AD carry this week. Instead, they have another star of the Rekt League. It's your boy, Tom Nom Noms, coming in
Hey.
hot. So unfortunate that Mountain doesn't actually get to play with their full roster again.
Mhm.
But Tom looked really good when he came in playing mid
Yeah.
lane. He had a hell of a Swain game and iffy performance on the Lulu. But we're here for both sides of it. The coin flip that is Tom Nom Nom.
hmm Yeah, and so Tom Noms last week he was in the mid lane role, subbing in for Zegli. This week he's being 80 carry, subbing in for Fat Super Dude.
Yeah.
And so you know, we we can't go into Champ Select without at least mentioning that Garen Yumi has been, a possibility in the
As
past.
seen on
I don't
the
know how
Rekt
good it
League.
is right now.
It was just played last game.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yep,
there you go.
it is quite good.
All right.
If you're Jmu and worthy god, then you're definitely playing some Garen and you're rooting for it. But with that, we're going to be getting into champs. Like maybe, just maybe, Tom will bless you with his legendary Garen, but we will find
Who
out.
questions my ability?
Last week he did not. But
The people cried for it.
yeah, if the people keep crying for it, eventually it's gonna happen.
He's a man of culture. He will listen to the people if it's loud enough.
Yeah. So Silas ban there against Shadow. That's probably the first ban I would take out.
Yeah.
And Wukong there against Quicksilver Sasha.
Sure.
Yep.
So
in past weeks, Quicksilver Sasha has shown to be able to get some really, really strong early game leads off of that Wukong. Especially against us, that was pretty devastating as well.
I really like the strategy that Mountain's going for. Instead of kind of banning out Pickle Popper or Darth Ted or Colonel Paco, who have really deep champion pools, they're going after Nolark and Quicksilver Sasha. Sasha has a pretty deep pool, but I mean, if you're not, you can't really attack Pickle Popper's pool. It's just too deep and too wide. Darth Ted can just play anything that right clicks, and Colonel Paco has a bunch of different options to kind of achieve the same result. So I like what they're doing, but opting to take away the Caitlyn as well.
Yeah. The only ban against Colonel Paco that I really like is because like he plays Morgana, which kind of brings something different to the team than a lot of his other picks. He plays a lot of like other kind of pick heavy, Nautilus, Pike type stuff. But like Morgana brings something a little different. So if you're worried about that, that's something you can maybe do. But yeah, looks like we're seeing the Jarvan here for Shadow of Old, I assume.
Yeah, maybe it could also it could be a Quas Jarvan. I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen him play it before, but yeah, I mean, I also like that it kind of acts as a fourth ban against Bramble. Sasha definitely has a fearsome Draven, so to be able to first pick that away is great. Then we're going to see some not solo queue, pro plays OP, seeing Ornn and Sejuani picked up on the side of Bramble already. They've just said, we are going to play a front-to-back team fight and try and stop us. So I'm interested to see what they have planned for Mountain.
Yeah, Brambleback has got themselves a solid front line here. And it looks like we are getting the Swain pick here for
Tom Nom Noms.
For Mountain. I assume for Tom Nom Noms, yeah, this is probably a 80 carry Swain.
And honestly, I think that Tom Swain was like very, very good.
Oh yeah.
Very, very good.
Yep.
Oh, it's the Bard Hover. I think that Pickle Popper's doing it for me. I don't think they're actually gonna pick it.
Well, it's the Aurelian Soul Hover. They're doing it for
yeah,
for
they're
this
doing.
time,
They know who they're playing with. So there we are talking about the Morgana, potentially ban worthy. I think that it's okay to leave the Morgana up, but right now it's like Darth Ted and Pickle Popper are going to have such a good front line. They're going to have such good utility and peel for them. There's so many different champions they could be picking right now to kind of maximize this DPS, potentially like Cassiopeia on the side of Pickle Popper, Nico with large DPS, maybe even Malzahar, and Darth Ted, again, could just kind of pick any kind of scaling champion and just go to town.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's definitely important to at least mention about this Morgana pick is that, it's a pretty classic counter to the Nautilus support. It's pretty hard to engage on anybody in the bot lane when the Morgana's there. It's just going to do a really good job of making sure that, because he relies so heavily on landing the first hook and then using his passive to actually snare them and keep them there, it's pretty easy for Morgana to react to that. Not to mention reacting to the ult as well.
Yep. And then taking away some of Pickle Popper's most wanted with the Zillion and the Vigar.
Ooh.
I like seeing the Zillion taken away. Granted, I don't think they would have run that just based off the fact that it's not as high a DPS champion. But Shills can do a ton of damage if it gets ahead, and it's a very obnoxious champion. Definitely one of the most unique picks in the mid lane for Pickle Popper. So taking that away is smart. We're seeing Darth Ted going back to his Varus, who has just been crushing it on that champion. He's looked
absolutely destroyed the crabs last week.
Yeah, he looks ridiculously strong on Varus. So it is an immobile carry, but with this front line, as we were talking about, having that black shield, the Sejuani and the Ornn there, they can get a lot done.
Yeah, and maybe this is going to be the Quas special.
I think this is the Quas special. I think I remember seeing Quas play this maybe a couple years ago when he may have gone auto-filled into top. So like this may feel like this is his style. Is this his style?
It could be, yeah.
He could be into tentacle stuff. That's cool.
Yep.
If that's your style, that's your style.
Yeah, we do not kink shame here on the Rekt League.
Nope. But you can kink away.
Yep. Kink to your heart's desire.
So
but,
double downing on the tentacles on the side of Mountain. So like,
I like that.
I love to see that. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yep. A lot of wiggly parts.
Yep. So speaking of less wiggly parts, we got Orianna, some robotic prosthetics going on in the mid lane. Just pretty typical mid laner. Gonna scale really well. Gonna have a really reasonable early game. Paired up with a Sejuani and Ornn, gonna have a pretty reasonable ball delivery system. I mean, on the side of Brambleback, I'd say their comp plays a good front-to-back team fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they drew this one up as. I mean, so one thing I will say about the Orianna pick is there aren't any like really obvious like this person is going to have the ball on them and then do their thing and then the ball is going to be in the middle of the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean,
the Sejuani kind of works for.
Ornn and Sejuani essentially have like the same range dash, so like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's not something that you need on a team with Orianna, but it's definitely something to watch out for if you have it.
Right.
Because like take that Jarvan, put it on Quicksilver Sasha, and all of a sudden that's a scary little combo there.
Yep, that's a nice little combo. But I kind of actually really like this Alawi into this comp. With Ornn and Sejuani, you have these two beefy guys that kind of just have to walk at you, which Alawi just like destroys those kind of matchups. Getting the like test of spirit down and able to kind of like do a ton of % health damage. Like this could work out really well, especially paired up with like a Jarvan and then the Vel'Koz, if they can kind of create those zones of control where they can kind of set up their big combo. I mean, if you have the Lifeform Disintegration Ray, Tom Nom's playing Swain can kind of ult in and buy a lot of time for this. I really like it, but they do have to figure out either their target selection, either trying to burn down the Ornn and Sejuani, which is a tall order, or if they can try and get some picks on the back line using some of the J4 mobility, maybe paired up with some of the utility that Swain has.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So one thing that I'm not super crazy about with this Mountain Trade comp, at least on paper, right, is that so the main kind of strength of Alawi is that, or there's kind of two real roles she's going to fill on a team. If she's grouped with her team, it means the opponents can't really engage on you, because the Alawi is just going to, like, if they try to just all run in and engage on your team, it's just not going to work, because the Alawi is so good at when people come to her. But she doesn't really bring anything to the team with actually like trying to make fights happen. She's more just like destroying fights when they do happen to happen, you know.
And one of the awkward things about that, and we've seen this in the Rekt League in the past with Alawi players, is that to play Alawi, you actually have to be there at the start of the team fight to kind of get set up and be able to have like your maximum impact. If you're like split pushing, you're not going to kind of have these big team fight moments. Like you might be able to 1v2, but you're not going to have these big team fight moments. I do want to see kind of like these proactive teleports coming out of Quas when they do predict a fight happening, kind of have maybe trying to teleport a few seconds before it does, so he can actually get there to set up rather than showing up to try and clean up a fight by himself, which really won't go well.
Yeah. And so like that is kind of like the other way to kind of play Alawi on a team, or the other role that she can fill is as a slow pusher, right? because like it's if she gets a lead in lane, which is like pretty likely, at least, especially when you have a good matchup like into the Ornn.
Sure.
When you get that, like all of a sudden, one person's not gonna be able to answer her. Two people aren't gonna be able to answer her, and you got to start sending like 3-4 people to really like take her down, and then like the question becomes what the rest of the team can do with that. But in order to do that, you also got to kind of like have you need to have some like disengage options on your team to actually like let your team to actually let your team just not get engaged on while she's splitting, because that's something that can happen. She doesn't have as much like tower pressure as some other split pushers.
Sure.
And like at least with that disengage kind of portion of it, the Jarvan doesn't really bring a lot, you know.
Right.
Like that's like one of the comps that Jarvan doesn't really fit on as well. But you know, if they start sending 2-3 people to deal with the Alawi, then all of a sudden Jarvan can force fights and just make it happen. And on the other side of the map where you have a numbers advantage, which is kind of like that's basically how I want to see them play this.
Yeah, I agree. And like they have a very like lengthy, drawn out team fight. Like Swain does really good in these long, drawn out team fight. Alawi does really well in these long, drawn out team fight. Nautilus can create peel. Vel'Koz is like one of my points of concern. I really want to see some really good positioning from Zegli, which is like almost like a screen away from the rest of the team, making sure that you're not getting caught up in anything that Sejuani, Ornn, or Orianna has going on, but still trying to deal some damage. Because if Vel'Koz falls, I think there is a chance that if Mountain doesn't snowball hard enough, that there's just not going to be enough DPS on the team.
Yeah, that is definitely something to watch out for. Is that you know, we were talking earlier, Brambleback has this really massive, beefy front line with this Ornn and the Sejuani, and you know, then you got Mountain Drake here without a traditional AD carry. And like, if you run away with the game early, that's fine. But once you start getting into these later fights, if you're trying to play front to back team fight, you know, they're gonna have a really hard time with that. So they kind of got to get a little more creative, use a little more macro sense, maybe try to get some picks.
But... trying to get some picks. But with that, I think we're gonna get into game.
Yeah.
Are you ready, fam? Let's get into it. Game 1, Mountain versus Brambleback. We're here for it. Happy Sunday. Truly a sunny day Sunday.
Yep. There's no better way to spend a glorious sunny Sunday than
inside
watching
being a
the
pasty nerd.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. Oh man, that's so funny. I love seeing the Vel'Koz. You missed it, but when Vel'Koz dashes with his coffee cup, he kind of just drags his coffee cup just behind him.
Ooh.
And it looks pretty silly, pretty darn dumb, if you ask me.
Pretty dumb. Yeah, I'm very into the Vel'Koz skin here. Is that definitely not Vel'Koz, or?
It is definitely not Vel'Koz.
Okay.
Zegli just kind of flexing in the mid lane. Bramble stacking. Maybe predicting some kind of invade, but it's not going to happen. This isn't Team Ocean. Ocean always trying to force for that ward.
Yeah. Mountain just says, you know, whatever. We're gonna spread out nice and wide like this. Cover every entrance.
So wide.
So wide.
So big. So wide.
Yep. And make sure nothing happens. So Shadow Bolt gonna put that ward down, and I think that both teams able to see each other there, so they have a little bit of an idea of what's going on.
Yep, I think both junglers gonna be starting on the top side. So I don't know if that Shadow Volt's gonna maybe either try and do a full clear on top side and then gank top, or if he's gonna try pathing down to bottom and make something happen there. I would actually be really interested to see if he tried to prioritize some...
Ooh, good snare there by Tom Nom Noms. Oh, man, are they... Wow, they're going big on this.
They're going big. Kanabi walking away, but that is some huge damage. So, the Black Shield is not ready yet. That, probably won't get picked up until level 2, level 3 for Morgana. So, Tom Nom Noms and Kanabi have a really good window right now to try and make something happen. We do have to mention, there we go, another great roots, tons of damage being traded back and forth, but Tom Nom Noms, no slouch.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, so pretty soon when Morgana gets her Black Shield, a lot of this stuff's going to kind of be shut down, but Tom Nom Noms and Kanabi saying that, you know, this is our big window, right, to kind of try to make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, what does it say if potentially the best bot lane in the league gets bopped by Tom? Oh, great damage!
Oh, narrow miss the Rekkanabi.
Yep, trying to make something happen, but yeah, Colonel Paco is getting so low.
Ooh, Shadowbolt and Sasha doing a little slap fest over here.
Yeah, got a little slap and tickle. Just
Yep.
trading the damage back and forth, and Tom is here to rotate. Gonna kind of dissuade any more aggression there. But yeah, Shadowbolt's just sticking around. They're getting cheeky with it. Oh, great cancel by Sasha, but is it gonna be enough? Yeah, it's gonna be enough.
Damn.
That was really, really close. But yeah, a great cancel by Sasha on the knock up there, which probably would have ended her life.
Yeah.
So, well played there.
Absolutely.
You like to see that.
Shadowbolt with that big confidence that I'm always in for.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So at like a 5th health, he says, you know what? I'm going back in. I'm not done yet.
No, but this bot lane on Mountain is still very pushed up. Sasha's going to back. She is quite low. So they're going to still be able to apply this pressure down here. Maybe they can try and make something happen. But as you mentioned, level 3 is coming out for the Morgana. But she is pretty low on mana. I mean, you can kind of play the game of just like engage and engage. Here, and talking about engages, we're getting some engage in the top lane. Shadow of Old making some action happen on Nolark. Knockup happening. Flash getting burned. Great gank by Shadow of Old. Able to make some, apply some pressure onto this poor Ornn in this really terrible matchup. Oh my! Oh, that was really greedy of Nolark. That was very, very greedy. Shadow of Old takes him down. Quicksilver Sasha has nothing to say about that. Gonna go back to farming the Krugs. Great reach around. You like to see that. Good junglers always come back for more. It's the Sable classic.
Yep. The old reach around.
Yep, resident good jungler.
And Colonel Paco is so low here. Like, if he goes back somewhere, he's
trying to back.
69 damage. How much damage does the Vision of Empire do?
Oh, well, the Vision of Empire is burned, but it did end up stopping the back of Colonel Paco, who greedily decided to try and put a black shield onto Darth Head. I don't know. And this mid lane is going pretty well, too, for Zegli. I mean, it's a pretty easy laning phase for the Vel'Koz, as long as he doesn't gank, which might be coming in. Let's see if we can get an early flash here. Zegli gaining a ton of damage. Great flash. Able to get out of that one. But, yeah. Now he's a flashless Vel'Koz, which is no bueno.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't call that one an early flash, but it was definitely not a late flash, so...
It was a flash.
Good enough, yeah.
Yeah, good enough. I mean, I think had the flash been a little bit earlier, you could have just stayed in lane and pushed, continued farming. However, you flashed. Zegli did the thing. No, a live Zegli is the best Zegli you can ask for right now.
Yep, and it looks like the Brambleback special is coming out here. The 5-minute dragon by Quicksilver Sasha.
Yep, the whole team rotating up. No one on the side of Mountain is anywhere near to contest this. So this is just going to be a quick freebie. Really good awareness by Bramble. I think they do this very well. They do this very often. Just kind of recognizing back timers and when they have free windows to kind of just get objectives for free, no trading required.
Yep. Yeah, and it's all about just getting the first couple of dragons and really like planning, prioritizing around those, and then threatening a 21 minute soul. And then all of a sudden, the other team, if they're falling behind a little bit in the early game, they're gonna have a really hard time coming back after that.
Yep, Shadow of Old, a level up on Sasha. Gonna find her here in this river. A great knockup, and still just trying to just go for that. Gain the level 5, smiting away the crab. Sasha is falling low. Shadow of Old's gonna wait for some cooldown, see if he can make some magic happen. A little bit of flag, a little bit of drag.
Ooh.
Did he?
Little bit of drag, a little bit of flag, more like.
Yeah. I mean, again, no kink shaming, but we call that one maybe a little bit of a whoopsie.
Yeah.
Shadow of Old trying to go for the big flex, but you got the flash. So applying
with that giant mini wave, they gotta just get out of here, man.
Kanabi's in rough shape. Yeah, that was really greedy, not recognizing how much damage those minions are gonna do. Tom Noms is so low.
Yeah.
And just like that, this is looking like a Bramble favored lane again. Not what you like to see if you're rooting for the underdog.
Yep.
Man, that is a juicy wave.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah. It would have been nice to maybe clear some of that out a little bit earlier. you know, because like that trade looked really good at the beginning. You know, like everybody's around full health, and you know, Common Moms cannot be feeling pretty good about their chances there. But man, there was just like almost 10 minions there, and at these early levels, it's really hard to fight in that.
Yep, and talking about fighting, we got a fight coming up in this top lane. The Ornhorn is blown in Miller time. Early flash by Quas, getting out of there, wants nothing to do with it. Gonna trade back a little bit of damage with some of that tentacle loving, and be on his merry way.
Yep, and Sasha, now a vessel, gonna maybe clear some of these tentacles, and you know, move on with her life.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta shake it off, as Taylor Swift once said. You actually said that a lot of times.
Yep. In quick succession.
True. We got a fight here in the jungle. Quicksilver Sasha going pretty greedy with low health compared to Shadow Bolt. Shadow Bolt smartly waiting for this aftershock and not going to continue the aggressive streak. But Zegli wants a piece. He wants some action.
Yeah.
But Pickle Popper has been having a very good controlled early game, just kind of farming away, accruing a bit of a lead here against Zegli. Nothing too fancy. But yeah. No ganks coming mid until now. We're going to see Shadow Bolt.
Thinking about it.
Oh, man, great turn.
Going in, but the
great
Sasha's
flash
there.
by Shadow Bolt. The Lifeform Disintegration Ray is going across him. Shadow Bolt is just trying to make something happen, but it ain't. Nolark teleporting in to try and dissuade any more aggression. But that was close. Shadow Bolt really put himself in a pretty bad situation. That was a great counter gank by Sasha there to be able to shut that shit down.
Yeah, it was such a smart play by Shadow Bolt, assuming that the health bars were a little bit different than where they actually were. You know, being able to lock Pickle Popper and Sasha in the Cataclysm for Zegli to just kind of lay the damage across it. I really like that combo, and then being able to flash out. But yeah, the health bars just weren't low enough for that to actually work. So.
Yep, Shadow Bolt trying
Sasha
to
with the lane gank.
Ooh. And
Shadow
Bolt with the counter.
Yeah, Shadow Bolt is on a ward here. There are some pings that came out there. Oh, yeah, and so because that was a pink ward, they were able to see it, and you know, Shadow Bolt knows that he'd be wasting his time by staying.
But look at this vision in the river for the side of Bramble. It's crazy. This bottom side is just lit the fuck up. Engage going in this bot lane. Darth's head is getting knocked up. Damage coming down on him. He's going to get slain by Shadow Bolt. Tom Nom Nom wants a piece. He's going to keep on dealing the damage. Not going to pop the ult yet, but that is some blood.
Yeah.
Shadow Bolt takes down Darth's head. Spam that Darth dead. The man is down. Yeah, I mean, that's what you need to see. Early plays. Shadow Bolt is everywhere on this map. He's been burning flashes top. He's been having inting mid. He's been making action happen in the jungle. I really like this super aggressive play style.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and now we got a fighter on this dragon as well.
Oh, a great shockwave, able to do a lot of damage with Kanabi. Shadow Bolt is trying to do what he can. He's trying to deal the damage. Tom Nom doing what he can. He has no ult, though. This is a lopsided team fight. 1v4. Can Tom Nom do it? He flashes forward, trying to make the magic happen, but the magic is extinguished, lost forever. A little bit of a greedy team fight there by Mountain. Not recognizing that Darth Head was actually back on his way.
Yeah, it was a nice looking 3v3. But yeah, I mean, they just didn't really have the damage to make that work. You know, Tom Nom's on this Swain doesn't quite have the sustained damage without his ult, which was not up for that fight. So.
Nope. But we're sitting here, 3K gold lead at about 11 minutes. Brambleback kind of doing what Brambleback does well. 2 dragons in their pocket. Looks like we're going to be seeing the Ocean Soul on the table.
Oh god.
Oh god, indeed.
Yeah. So Ocean Soul, pretty much the strongest dragon soul, and especially when you can pick it up early like this, it's going to be a scary one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a tall order for Mountain to try and overcome this, but I don't know. I think that they're in pretty good shape. The Herald has been untouched this game. We have seen no one really opting to go for it. Shadow Bolt might. He does have it trinketed. He's going to pop this Blast Cone and maybe go for it. Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe,
He did
maybe
spot
teams just don't
Sejuani.
care.
Yeah, he did spot Sejuani on
We
the
started
Stars
it.
Bloom. Ooh, this is risky.
Sejuani going for the gank instead of checking the Herald, so...
Yep, Zegli trying to fancy feed his way out. Slippery
Nice.
tentacles all over the place, able to flash over that. Meanwhile, in Shelly Pit.
Jelly Pit.
Ooh.
Shadow Bolt.
Are we gonna
Taking the
see?
Herald.
Are we gonna see a ward? Nope.
Looks like it might be not. So, ooh, we got a Herald here.
Hey.
Going over to Mountain.
There we go. Objective over to Mountain. This is
Ooh,
what you
nice
want.
hook there in the bot lane.
Nice hook. Big ult onto Dart's head, but he's trying to dissuade any aggression here. Get a nice arrow, but missing. They're just gonna walk away.
Yep.
You like to see that, though. You like to
Yeah.
see the action. Tom Nom Noms ain't afraid of scuffling around. Scuffling? Scuffling. Tussling.
Hustling.
Tussling is, I think, is what I was looking for.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Kanabi's in a rough spot right now. Pickle Popper is coming down. Morgana maybe could have binded over the wall, but it
Oh,
doesn't
and they're
seem
pushing
like...
up, and they did not put a word in that bush. Pickle Popper going to be able to get the flank here.
Oh, here's a big
Oh.
shockwave of 2. The teleport's coming in, but it is
This
a
is,
little bit too late. Quas is 1v4. Can he make some magic happen?
can he
He
do
can
it?
make some magic happen. This is wild. Slapping the tentacles. He 1v4s to get the kill onto Darth's head. Triple kill over to Pickle Popper. But what a hero play.
Yep. That is what they call the slap and tickle boys.
That is truly a slap and tickle. Meanwhile, we're going to see Shadow dropping the Herald in the mid lane. Going to try and get some plates there. Actually, plates are gone, so you're just going to get a tower.
Yeah. I definitely would have liked to see Shadow Bolt maybe use that while the plates were still up. But I mean, it's still getting 2 hits off on towers. So this is still a pretty good value Herald here,
Yeah.
especially in the mid lane, going to be able to open up the map like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to 1v4, get a kill, and then get a tower, trade back a tower mid, like, I mean, it was a little bit of a disjointed play, but it was a play.
Yep.
You're getting gold for that. And we like to see that. The gold lead has definitely shrunk, maybe just a little, and it's about the same. But it hasn't grown. It is not a growing gold lead. This is a stagnant gold lead, which does not always happen to Bramble.
They are used to getting solid returns in their investments, but looks like they're kind of stagnating here a little
Yeah,
bit.
the stock market is a risky place nowadays. Bad investments can really put you under. So we'll see how that pans out for their the shareholder futures of Bramble.
Yeah. So interesting build here from Quas this game. So the kind of normal build for Allow nowadays usually involves like starting Black Cleaver. So this could either be Triforce or maybe it could be like Black Cleaver into Iceborne Gauntlet. I don't
That's
know.
Triforce.
Yeah.
I know the components of Triforce. That is
All
a
right.
Triforce.
Yeah. Maybe going for the all 3 big components. I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to build the Exodia 3 components. Put together that Triforce. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna hurt a lot if he finishes that.
Yeah.
Definitely not the traditional Lowy build, but I like it.
Yeah,
it's a slapper.
Yeah, it's definitely more of like a 1v1 oriented build. Going for the Triforce rather than Black Cleaver, because Black Cleaver is like what you build when you're expecting to be in the middle of a team and slap in like 4 people at a time.
Right.
But
Dragon
you
is spawning.
can only auto 1 person, so.
Dragon spawning. Pickle Popper getting Cataclysm in the mid lane. Flash burned instantly. And they're just going to walk away. But, oh no, the return. This is huge. That's going to be a big shockwave onto Shadow of Old. They're going to try and make something happen. Kanabi gets rooted up by the Black Binding. Tom Noms is in there. He's trying to make something happen, but oh, great hook. And the Life Form Disintegration Ray across, and Pickle Popper is burning down, but it's not going to be enough. Tom Noms is just floating around out there, ulting.
Nobody's dead yet.
Yeah, they're not done. Quicksilver Sasha is able to pick up the dragon, get the kill there. But talking about top lane, we were talking about the split push threat. Quas is here. He is the split push threat. Ornn is coming up. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do anything with how little health he has.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tom is caught out. He gets knocked up by Quicksilver Sasha and just melted by Darth's head.
Yep.
Unfortunate there.
Quaz doing some slaps up here in the top lane, but yeah, you know, his team's just dying on the other side of the map, so it's definitely tough. He got a little bit up there, maybe some damage on that tower, but not a whole lot else. While yeah, the rest of his team kind of lost the dragon and a couple kills as well. So.
Oh, Zegli is in a
maybe
rough
some more.
spot. A great shockwave delivered by Quicksilver Sasha, able to take down the duo in the mid lane.
And I was saying there were no good ball carriers. Sasha's a pretty good ball carrier.
Yeah, Sasha's saying ball me.
Making it work.
Yep, ball me. Let me show you what I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying before, you want to see what happens when Quas is creating pressure on the other side of the map, and the answer is the team's not doing great.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely something that's kind of hard to play around. I think Infernal is like probably the team in the league that does it the best right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's playing around that split push pressure and like looking just tantalizing enough with the rest of the team where they don't feel safe like sending people to go answer the split pusher while, you know, not actually committing enough to get caught out. And it's a very fine line, and it's a tough one to actually be able to execute well.
Yeah. But yeah, Quas is just kind of in here, getting some vision for himself. Trying to get a little bit of damage onto Sasha, doing some tentacle slapping, but he's going to try and make something happen. The Ornhorn is blown, the shockwave goes down, and he is just CC'd for days, caught out in the jungle. Kind of a little bit greedy there.
Yeah. Pickle Popper 7-0 now on this Orianna.
He is, that is a big boy, big girl.
Yep.
Big
ball.
robot. Oh no, Kanabi gets rooted up. Not going to really amount to anything aside from a little bit of chip damage, but I don't know. What avenues does Mountain have to kind of get a comeback? It feels like they have a really good wombo combo.
Yep.
What are the perfect conditions for them to kind of execute that and kind of get back into this?
I mean, so there is a fight that I can imagine.
Okay, ooh, ult going down onto Kanabi.
I'll get back to that.
Yep, the Tendrils of Corruption are going to go down, but Colonel Paco's trying to get him stunned up, but it's not quite enough. Colonel Paco takes him down, but they spend a little bit too long in this, but a great stopwatch by Paco, able to dissuade Shadow Wolf, trying to get out of there, but it's not going to be enough. Sasha's on a rampage, but here it is. Big teleport by Quas, and yeah, as we were talking about, Morgana is really good at just kind of stopping people that are running at your pace, and Quas is doing exactly that, teleporting in, trying to get the tentacle slaps down, but not able to make it happen. So anyways, tell me about this Fable. Oh, wow. Pickle Popper.
Good God.
Living up to his name, popping him like a pickle. I don't know how pickles pop, but he was making it look pretty easy.
It probably looks something like that, yeah.
A little bit like that. Tom Nom Noms and Quas trying to hold this tower in a rough spot. Did not get to finish their back. They're just going to have to give this one.
Yeah. Definitely going to have to give that tower.
Oh, Pickle Popper's on the hunt. He's trying to go for it. It might be a little bit greedy, but I don't think he's going to get punished for it. None of Mountain is really in position to make some magic happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's a fight that I can imagine, right? Going back to that, where Shadow Bolt is able to lock up maybe Pickle Popper, maybe Darth Ted, maybe somebody else who matters. I don't know. But in the Cataclysm, and then you got Vel'Koz right there, you know, to really make the magic happen. You know, maybe land a stun in there, maybe drop some of those other abilities, and then just a real nice disintegration ray across people locked up in there with not a lot of counterplay.
Ooh, Ornhorn going down. Hate to interrupt you again. Boss getting knocked up, but he's getting the tentacle slaps off. Tentacles flying everywhere, but it's just not going to be enough. It's the 1v2. This Alawi is underfed. Not fed.
And especially with Nilark having the Brambleback here, gonna give that grievous wounds to make those 2v1 plays a lot harder.
Yeah. One thing to mention is that this is gonna be Soul Dragon for Mountain.
Soul Dragon.
Yep. Ocean Soul will shortly be going over, unless some kind of miracle happens. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not super confident in that. Maybe a Vision of Empire, but looks like that's going to be a hell no, says Brambleback. And
Oof.
Ocean Soul, baby.
Ocean Soul, baby. Regen for days. Bramble able to string together 4 Drakes. looking really dominant now. Gave up
Yeah.
a few kills early. Able to get a binding on the Tomonon, but I don't know. They're playing. Bramble's looking a little scared. They got some tanks. They got an Ocean Soul.
Mm-hmm.
They can make the magic happen. But yeah, Pickle Popper's having a hell of a game. 8-0-4 on this Orianna. Same with Sasha. Sasha's been everywhere, making a lot of magic happen. But here it is,
Shadow Bolt
big
makes
dunk
it happen.
time. Shadow of Old coming, trying to get the Cataclysm on the Pickle Popper. Pickle Popper's getting the flash out. Shockwave trying to dissuade the aggression. Dark Ted just mows them down. He can't be stopped. He's trying his hardest, but oh my god, it's not enough. But Tom Nom Noms flashes in with the big explosion, able to at least get one, make something happen for the boys. Say, look at me, I'm an 80 carry now. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you're this far down. It's 8K down an Ocean Soul, which is, I don't even know how you value that in stats, but
Probably pretty highly.
pretty highly. Zegli taken down by a rampaging Quicksilver Sasha. Towers falling. This is looking rough, but I like to see the proactivity.
Yeah. I mean, like, so if the choice is between going for a play like that and, you know, just giving up tower after tower after tower until you lose, I know which I know which one I would pick, and I would be on a Team Mountain here for that. But yeah, I mean, this game is not looking good.
Yeah, my only qualm is it feels like Shadow of Old, or maybe flashes weren't timed, or maybe they did know that Pickle Popper had his flash backup from the last time they burned it.
Mhm.
But going that deep and that hard on someone that has flash is it's hard. It's not great because they're gonna be able to get out of the Cataclysm, and then you're just that deep in the team, and when you're that far behind, they can just kind of melt you. Here we go, Horn going across the team. Tendrils of Corruption able to stop the flank. Pickle Popper with the nice move, but Tom Nom Noms is able to get the
Quas
pick.
is still alive.
Quas is still alive. They can't take him down. Nolark is still alive as well. Oh my god, this Ocean Soul is just going to do work at this point. But Zegli and Tom Nom Noms are going to try and do what they can to do the damage. Nolark is just so tanky for so... You can't take him down, and Tom Nom Noms going to get taken down here. But Nolark was some juicy bait. He was some juicy bait. He looked like they could take him down. You can't kill this Ornn. You can't.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how long Quas stayed alive in there, because he kept going to like 2 health, and then a slap would come down and you go back up, and then you go back down, and then a slap would come down and go back up.
Yeah.
They just did that a couple times.
Kanabi had a really good hook on the Darth Ted, able to kind of pull him out before he was able to kind of start his mowing down of Mountain. So that was really good. Tom Nom Noms able to help clean that up. But I guess the game's not over. That's some more proactive plays. This is some of the picks that we were talking about.
Yeah. I would love to see. It's not something we're actually able to see, but I would love to see the a stat for how much healing Ocean Soul did in that last fight.
Oh god.
Because, you know, like any kind of long drawn out fights like that where like everybody keeps hitting each other and like kind of cutting back a bit and getting some more hits in and stuff, like Ocean Soul just absolutely dominates that kind of fight.
Yeah, it's so good. Any kind of drawn out team fight, which is what we were talking about, what Mountain is trying to accomplish, these long drawn out team fights. Ocean Soul is really good in those.
Yeah. The only way for Mountain to really win a fight is either if they find themselves with a number advantage, or they somehow manage to catch everybody together and be able to take them all down at once and very quickly, you know. and that's a really hard fight to find.
Yeah, and it's also hard when you don't have an 80 carry, you don't have any Baron threat at any point. Not that Mountain is really going to have any threat with how behind they are, but if they do manage to claw their way back, they're going to have to get an ace if they want to try and take it. And Lifeborn Disintegration Ray, burning a flash on Darth Ted. Great moves by Zegli. Darth Ted's able to get out of there, but this might be a good time to try and make something happen. Nice.
Chains of Corruption miss.
Oh, great flank. 3-man Cataclysm is there, but he's getting burned down by Pickle Popper. It's just not enough. The damage isn't there. Zegli was back in base. They didn't have the sweet combo of being able to layer that Lifeform Disintegration Ray down across them, or else that might have been a better fight. But Zegli back to try and deal with minions. The communication is not there on the side of Mountain. That's a very a tough spot to be in, right? Like, you either have to give over Baron, which is probably GG anyways. You have to either forfeit your base, which is GG, but I don't know if engaging was the right play, but it was a beautiful engage. That was a juicy one.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to get taken down here, potentially. No, he ain't. Can't kill the Tom. Tom ain't dying. The Dark Shadow Bolt going in there, trying to make the magic happen. The magic is not there. This is not the miracle game for Mountain. Maybe it will be in game 2. Exactly, just able to channel a full Lifelong Disintegration Ray and it don't matter.
Yeah, complete with like 2 to 3 passive procs and
Yeah, that's it's a rough game for Mountain. A sweet victory for Brambleback. Up 12K. 31-5 kills in that 28-minute game. Brambleback doing what they do best, which is close out games quick. Are they? I mean, I think of the teams that are in for playoffs, I think they probably have the fastest win record. Because I think there's some teams that have like 1 win that might have a faster one. But yeah, the average win time on Brambleback.
Oceans is actually faster.
Ooh.
That is something I would not have expected.
No.
But it is. It's
juicy.
faster.
Well,
and yeah, Sentinels is also faster. But
yep, Sentinels is
yeah.
Sentinels definitely fast. But yeah, so with that, we are going to go to a quick break. Come back for game 2 of Mountain versus Brambleback. Root for the Mountain boys. Maybe they can bring it back or continue to see this streak of dominance from Bramble. Bring it back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Game 2 of Mountain versus Brambleback. The Mountain Boys made some good moves. Their early laning phase actually looks pretty good. I like the bot lane aggression. Like the level 1 through 3 looked really good from the bot lane. Honestly, I think they looked better than I was expecting, which is good. I think that Quas looked good playing his style. Shadow of Old on a very aggressive jungler looked good. Where did it fall apart?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it kind of fell apart where a lot of games do against Brambleback, which is that Brambleback is they've got like a spreadsheet on the other screen, right, where they're keeping track of all the objectives and when all the dragon timers are going to come up and when they're going to rotate and all this stuff, and they're just very organized on a macro level, and like every single game that Brambleback plays, the same thing happens where they just get dragon after dragon after dragon, and then next thing you know, the other team's just under so much pressure to fight for that soul where they start having to take bad fights, and then it just snowballs from there. And yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like the game kind of slowly slipped out of their grasp. It didn't all happen at one moment. There wasn't like one fight where Mountain was looking good and then all of a sudden they weren't. It was just kill here, kill there, a dragon, a dragon, a dragon, a dragon, and then it was a tough time coming back from that.
It was a lot of dragons. It definitely felt like Mountain wasn't paying super close attention to the dragons. I'd like to see them maybe trying to focus a little bit more and keeping up some vision and trying to catch out in Brambleback when they're trying to make those moves. Almost said Infernal Drake. Shout out to the next matchup, which is going to be Air versus Infernal, which my mind is already starting to think about. Should be a banger. But to the matter at hand, we got Bramble versus Mountain. But yeah, it's definitely hard. Bramble has a very almost clinical approach to how they try and handle this, similar to how Mountain has a very clinical approach to their play style, which is this very controlled gameplay. It feels that Brambleback is very good and consistent at getting these early leads and then just snowballing them very hard and very quick.
Yeah, and so I think the times that Brambleback has really like looked to struggle is when when they do fall behind early, like significantly behind, and all of a sudden they can't stick to the plan that they've put out, and all of a sudden they have to start, okay, we can't get every dragon anymore, this is what we came in here to do, we can't do that anymore, then they have to improvise, and that's where I think Bramble's real weak point is if you can get those early leads and kind of just don't even give them a foothold into the game.
Yeah, agreed. So we're here in Champ Select, a lovely place to be on a Sunday afternoon. We're seeing the Silas and Shen being taken away, nothing changing so far. Is there anything on the side of Mountain that you'd like to see maybe subbed out for these bands, or kind of just run it back, see if they can just do it better?
I mean, so like, I'm not really sure. So I guess last time they first picked the Jarvan to take away from Sasha. That's not gonna be an option anymore. Mountain's on red side. So maybe they decide Jarvan's pick ban. I'm not really sure on that. But I imagine that they might have gone into this saying, Jarvan or Ornn, we'll take one of them. That's fine. But no, okay, they are going to ban out the Jarvan. It's probably going to be an Ornn pickup here for Nullart, maybe.
Yep, Ornn is the best top laner in the game at the moment. If he's up, you pick him, and you'll probably you'll do a good job getting closer to a W.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like the classic counters, things like allowing, like we saw last game, did a pretty good job building up a sizable lead in lane. Like that's the kind of stuff that you got to do to kind of neutralize it. You can try to pick a similar tank and kind of just neutralize the lane phase, but or problem with Ornn is that he just out tanks every tank.
He does a ton of damage. He's got incredible engage. He's so tanky. He's got a lot. It's definitely rough. And like as you're saying, like you can try and like accrue a lead. If you're gonna try and do that, you have to accrue one hell of a lead. Yeah. It's gotta be a big lead where the Ornn is just like not even relevant. Which it doesn't seem like teams are really equipped to do.
Yeah. And one of the real problems with Ornn is that like a lot of the really counter lanes, the ones that actually do like really well into him, they're like the kinds you pick against him in solo queue, they generally don't translate as well to team play. So stuff like the Alawi, the Darius, maybe Mordekaiser, things like that, where like those are the kind of ones that they say that you're in solo queue, the opposing team picks Ornn, you're like, okay, cool, I want to pick something that counters that. Maybe I pick one of those three. But when you take a step back and you look at what those both look like in the context of like 5v5 organized team play, Ornn just is so much better for the kind of team fight style that the Rekt League is all about than any of those picks. So it's just hard to build such a lead that you can get over the fact that they have an Ornn and you don't.
Yep. And this Ornn could live twice. If you take him down, he could get Zilean ulted. Zilean being picked up for Pickle Popper. I think probably 100% win rate on that champion. Looking ridiculous on him. But the Rumble could be going mid, could be going top. How do you feel about the Rumble into Ornn?
I mean, Rumble does pretty well into Ornn. Like it's so the main thing about Rumble is that a lot of his damage comes from his Flame Spitter. If you're running at them, then you win a lot of trades. If you're running away from them, you're not doing most of your damage and you lose a lot of trades. So like if you're losing lane, he can be really difficult to actually like lane at all with. You kind of shoot the harpoons to try to get CS and stuff. But I mean, generally into Ornn, I think Rumble does okay. But I mean, Ornn's got pretty good gank setup with the pillar into the knockup that Rumble doesn't have any mobility out of, so that can be something to watch out for.
Yep, and two notes, Varus and Morgana being picked up on the side of Mountain, just opting to take the bot lane away, saying maybe that was too strong. I don't know. Yeah. Zoe! Who on earth plays Zoe? Is that the Zegly Zoe?
Maybe it's the Zoe top lane. I'm always preaching that.
Yep. Preach it to the choir. Maybe that is the solution. Quas with the Zoe top. Maybe not. Probably not.
This is probably a Zegly Zoe, I would think. I'm not a huge fan of the Zoe pick here. Zoe, so the teams that I really don't like picking Zoe into are the teams where the opponent, where they just have a really big front line. So even if you get like a bubble on somebody, and you're kind of in that poke stage where you're like sieging a tower, or you're kind of like fishing around for bubbles in the jungle, you're both as a team, you get a bubble on somebody, and then the orange just stands in front of it, you know?
Right.
It's just like, oh, well, that's great.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a
Rumble jungle.
Mordekaiser jungle. The Zoe top. No, it's not the Zoe top. It's the Rumble top. Zoe mid.
Rumble jungle. Rumble jungle.
Wait, Rumble jungle?
Yep.
Rumble jungle.
Rumble in the jungle.
Ooh, I actually really like Rumble in the jungle. I think he's
Yeah.
ridiculous. He's clear is very good. Once he kind of just gets farmed and ready with his jungle upgrade, he can pop off. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, this is a different look. Kind of going for a little more single target pick as opposed to that kind of big wombo combo team fight. Hoping for those sleepy trouble bubbles, the tendrils of corruption, maybe a Morgana binding to land, and try and start a team fight from that. But we got to note on the side of Brambleback, they're going for the death ball. They're going for the cog comp. They got the Kog'Maw. Got the Kog'Maw. They got the big beefy guys in front. They got the Zillion making them live twice. They got the Lulu, who's gonna make them ginormous. Provide all the stats. It's the Darth Ted show. Welcome.
Yep. Yeah. If you're ever on a team with Darth Ted, he always tries to get you to run this comp at least once a season. And you know, a lot of teams shoot that down, but it looks like Bramble's saying, you know what, we got a lot of faith in you, and carry us, Daddy.
Yeah, no, I shut that shit down. I said I'm playing Bard.
Yeah.
Hell no, brother.
Hell no, brother.
But yeah, so this comp relies on Darth Ted getting ahead, right?
Yes.
If Darth Ted doesn't get ahead,
mm-hmm.
this team comp could crumble. That being said, Ornn's a hell of a champ. He still does damage. He's still Ornn. And Pickle Popper on Zillion just accrues these huge leads. If he can have another performance like last game, it might not even matter if Darth Ted gets like ginormously fed. A huge Zillion could just create such issues, especially when the team is so immobile on the side of Mountain. They don't have any dashes really, aside from the Zoe R, which goes back to the same spot. So definitely a hard matchup.
Yeah. I mean, so like, this is kind of how the Kog'Maw comps work, is that, or at least like this Kog'Maw comp, right? You know, it's all about making sure the Kog'Maw is there to do the damage and stuff. And you know, there are some other people who are going to be doing damage on the team. You know, Ornn's going to be doing some damage, Zillion's going to be doing some damage. But once you kind of start getting out of that like mid-game kind of scrappy team fight phase, the Zillion damage, the Ornn damage start being a lot less relevant. And then the team's just going to rely super hard on Kog'Maw's damage, because like once you start getting to like some of the really later fights where if Kog'Maw does get taken out, you know, if Pickle Popper maybe screws up an ult or something, then all of a sudden this team's left without almost any damage, and you know it's a lot of pressure on Darth Ted's shoulders.
He seems up to the task. He's been out in the sun flexing, getting ready for this. So hopefully he can bring the goods.
Yep, embracing his inner Kog'Maw. You know, just making sure he's ready for game day.
But I actually do like you have Rumble, who can layer down the equalizer across the Kog'Maw, which kind of forces Kog'Maw to either drop doing damage or just kind of stand in it. Obviously, you don't want to be taking too much damage from it. There's also a lot of really good pick potential. A Sleepy Trouble Bubble that's just like placed perfectly onto Darth Ted could just like straight up win you a team fight.
Yeah.
And like there's always that chance when you're playing Zoe, if you can get that really good angle, that cheeky angle, you can kind of make.
I love me some cheeky.
Love me the cheeky angles. None of those normal angles, just cheeky.
No.
I'm all cheek. I'm a cheek guy.
Nothing but cheek.
Yeah, you can kind of make some action happen there.
Yeah, and I mean, there is definitely something to be said that, you know, maybe in one of these fights, you know, like maybe some of these fights where Zoe, you know, gets that trouble bubble onto Kog'Maw, you know, like the absolute perfect thing, you know, but but then you get some of his front line. Bramble with the front line just kind of stands in front of it. But I mean, he still is going to be slept there for a little bit. That does give Shadow Bolt time to maybe lay down an equalizer on top of him, cut out his escape, give the team time to kind of wrap around and get in position to really like force the fight, and then maybe they'll be able to get something out of stuff like that.
Yeah, but we will see. We are loading onto the Rift right now. In Game 2, Bramble taking the first one. We'll see if Mountain can make the comeback. I have faith.
Yeah.
I have faith in the boys, even if some of them are just chilling in base.
Yep.
Tom Nom's taking a sweet time. He might want to buy some items. By God, he's done it, and now he's off.
By God, this man is a legend.
Yep. Bramble doing another stack up. 5 people, in fact, sit in one bush.
Yep.
What kind of antics can they get themselves into?
Yep, they are not interested in dealing at all with the level 1 stuff. They say, if they're gonna invade, we are gonna fight them.
Yeah.
At level 1.
Yep. Teams take note. You could abuse this. You know where they're gonna stack. You could just go either ward something else, or you can try and set something up.
Yep. You have the information now.
Yep.
So it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
Yeah. Can you use this information to stop Brambleback? Pickle Popper!
BM bomb from Pickle Popper.
Oh. You hate to see that kind of BM.
Yeah.
Great ward placed there. I'm going to be scouting out Shadow Bolt as he kind of traverses through the jungle. But yeah, we're off to the races. Quicksilver Sasha opting to start topside again. Shadow of Old wanting to get that blue buff earlier, needing that cooldown to kind of have a more successful clear. Not needing it, but liking it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting looking at the difference between Shadow Bolt jungling versus Sasha jungling, because Sasha's pretty big on like hiding her camps and trying to do some of that stuff, and Shadow Bolt just stands right in one spot.
Hell yeah, he does. He's not a coward.
Yeah, that might be something about Rumble Jungle where it like maximizes the flame spitter damage. I'm not sure, but it was just interesting to see the difference.
Yeah. I mean, Rumble actually stays pretty healthy in the jungle with the Hunter's Talisman.
Oh, sure.
So it's not super relevant. Like, if you watch him clear Raptors, he just, like, actually gains health just clearing it.
Yeah.
But here in the bot lane, we got a little bit of action, a little bit of trading. Nothing too exciting yet. Where do you see the junglers going first?
So I would assume Shadow Bolt, he'd probably like to maybe make a topside gank happen, but I mean, Mordekaiser just so pushed that I don't think that anything there is reasonable. And even the mid lane, same kind of thing.
Here
So
in the bot lane, we have Quicksilver Sasha looking for some action down here. Gank going there. Great dark binding by Kanabi, trying to shut down that shit. Saying no. Consider the shit shut down.
Yep.
Trying to back in this alcove. Do you think they sniff this out? It'd be nice if they're able to kind of stop the back. Ooh. Instead,
right.
Sasha stops her own back. The 4D chess.
Oh, Nullark playing this top lane really well here against the Mordekaiser. Yeah, and Sasha loves just kind of hanging out in lane for a while, see what happens.
Yep, trying to make something happen, but a really good binding by Kanabi, able to slow down Colonel Paco.
Yep.
One of the things that isn't great about this, Quicksilver Sasha spent a ton of time here, and is just leeching experience from Darth Ted and Colonel Paco. Like, Darth Ted just hit level 3. You don't want to be slowing down your Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and meanwhile, on the other side of the map, you got Shadow Bolt taking her jungle while she's doing that. So she's going to come back out of base, and her jungle is going to be gone, and she's going to have wasted a lot of time just hanging out in that bush in bot lane.
Yep, Shadow Bolt saying hello in mid lane. Nothing's going to happen there.
Hello, there's Harpoon.
Yep. But yeah, Darth Ted taking a reasonable amount of poke in this bot lane. Maybe just trying to shove this in and get it back off. Because he's out of mana. But up a lot of CS.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah, he did miss that cannon though, so.
Yeah, he did.
Can't all be winners.
He's not perfect. But Quas and Nullark doing the top lane tussle. Love that dance.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the top lane tussle.
Top lane tussle, yeah. That's gonna be the dance at my wedding, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first dance will be the top lane tussle.
I love it.
But yep.
We got Sasha maybe thinking about just hopping over for this.
Totally thinking about
dragon.
I don't know. This seems a little risky. I mean,
level 3 might be a little early there for this Sejuani.
Level 3, and also your bot lane's not there, and doesn't have lane priority.
Yeah, and now again, she's just hanging out in this bush in bot lane. If Tommyknockers and Kanabi can shut down this gank, then Sasha's going to be very far behind.
All right. Kanabi, yep, they shut it down.
Yep. Now Sasha's still level 3. Shadow Bolt getting pretty close to that level 5 now.
Yeah, but what this does do is it does provide lane priority. Ooh, great pull by Quas, able to get Nulark into his reach, slamming him with the Obliterate.
Yep.
But able to stop the kind of like desynchronize the backs and buy some time. Bramble's able to go get this quick Infernal Drake. Again, no one's here. Shadow Bolt is top lane. They knew that the bot lane was going to back.
Yeah, so, we are seeing some pings come out about it, but it's a little too late, a little too little, a little too late, and yeah, there you go. Mountain's on the timer again.
Yep, same shit, different game.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Shadow of Old is opting to just kind of farm up and get real strong that way. He's level 5 to Sasha's level 4.
Yeah,
up a little bit.
10 CS up, yeah.
So honestly, it's just kind of he's scrambling to find camps, and I really like that Mountain is just lighting up this topside jungle, just providing a lot of safety for Quas on this Mordekaiser, who's trying to again accrue that lead against Yorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the race is trying to make sure that the winning matchup goes their way. Quas after this wave is going to have probably about a 10 CS lead, which is pretty solid in this at this point in time. So
yeah, one of the things to note, we do see the Comet on Varus as opposed to any of the kind of like DPS builds. Definitely a Chad move.
Yeah,
I like it. Opting probably to go for lethality, just going all in on the skill shots. Feels like a very Tom thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I love it. We're here for it.
Yeah, maybe try to get those picks off onto Darth Ted that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can get some good skill shots, like I mean, at least in this early mid game, you're gonna be spiking really hard. You can kind of get through a lot of that big front line and just go straight onto Darth Ted with that damage.
Mm-hmm.
But Quad's doing a really good job of kind of controlling the wave right now. He's gonna just kind of, that's actually not that good. You know, he's just shoving it in. He's doing his thing.
Yep, he's having a good time.
Yeah, he's just obliterating the wave.
Yep, you blame the guy.
No, we're all here to have some fun.
Ooh, Shadow Bolt walking over a ward, but he thinks he's not. He's gonna go for his crab.
Yep, that is his crab. Pickle Popper and Zegli going even in CS. No action yet. But Nuller trying to make something happen, trading some damage. Pretty calm early game.
Yeah.
Mountain is a 500 gold lead about at this point. I'd imagine is mostly on Shadow of Old.
Mm-hmm. Probably a good amount of it, yeah.
Yep. A little bit of it. But we do see Shadow of Old setting up for this this lane gank. And they don't know if it's spotted, but Sasha is here for the reach around.
Ooh.
Trying to make something happen, but they're going to let it happen. The equalizer comes down on Darth Head. Darth Head has to flash out. Colonel Paco is falling low, but it's not going to be enough. Tomnonos flashes forward. First blood going over to Shadow of Old. Tomnonos trying to get out of there. Quicksilver Sasha's in rough shape. Double kill over to Shadow of Old. Pickle Poppers trying to get a return kill. Bombs going wide. Quas slays Darth Head with a teleport.
Here.
But we're finding the Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto Pickle Popper, who gets the cleanse off, but it's not going to be enough. He's trying to res himself. But how do you get out of this one, my friend? No flash, no cleanse. You are dead to Zegli. Great team fight. 4-0 for Mountain. Let's go!
Let's go. That was exactly what Mountain needed. That was an awesome team fight. Even some of the little things were like Pickle Popper didn't deal damage with a single bomb that fight. He threw out like 4 or 5, and like everybody was good about not getting hit by them and kind of dodging around, making sure that they didn't die to them. And man, it was just really really well played there by Mountain, and Shadow Bolt 2-0 on this Rumble. You gotta kill him. Quas, you gotta kill on Zegli. This is looking good.
This is looking really good. I mean, the only thing that really happened, Nolark got a play in the top lane. Zegli is able to get a plate in this mid lane. This is big. Gold lead. Ooh, no, this is bad for Zegli, though. He's going to have to try and find his way out of this one. He has flash up. Knock up. Smite. Going to get stunned up. A Pickle Popper going to try and throw a bomb, but going to get right out of there.
Nice try, but,
Nice try, but
that one's a nope.
Yep, that one's a hot note. But Shadow Bolt better get his butt down to Dragon. If he misses this, they're ahead. They have Equalizer, but it looks like they're happy to just like let Bramble keep scaling with these dragons.
Yeah, it seems like they are okay with that. Maybe thinking about the rift there, but yeah, Dragon's coming up right now.
And there's
Bramble's gonna pick it up.
no one's to be seen.
Yeah, Shadow Bolt opting for the crab instead.
Crabs give gold, crabs give experience, but
oh, and he's not even gonna get it. Ooh.
That's yikes.
Yikes.
That's a yikes for me, dog. Quicksilver Sasha level 6 trying to make something happen. Kanabi with the black shield. It's going to run out in just a second. Trying to sway some time. A great hourglass. Stunning him up. Tom Nom Nom slays Colonel Paco. The legend has done it, but Kanabi is taking the damage. Darth Head is trying to pick up a kill. Darth Head slays Kanabi. Nice 1-for-1.
And now we got Rumble trying to take this Rift Herald, but he's in a bad spot here. Mordekaiser a little bit slow on the...
Oh, Equalizer just barely hitting Nolark. It might not even be hitting him. Oh, that's rough. Oh, no, who's going to get this? Great. Quas picks it up, able to get the eye.
No, Zegli's here.
Yeah, Zegli's here, resurrecting on Pickle Popper. They might try and be able to make something happen. Oh, one bob onto Quas. He's going to fall quite low from this. Oh, and he's running the wrong way.
No, Tom.
Colonel Paco's here trying to do something. Oh, but he gets pulled in. He doesn't remember. This is Mordekaiser's world, and we're just living in it. And he's able to take him down. Great play by Quas. Take him into the death realm while he's at a sliver of HP. You're not winning that fight. I don't care who you think you are. You ain't winning it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really smartly played by Quas there, though. To basically say, yeah, he's being chased by 3 people. He's at almost no health, but he knows he can solo the Lulu there. So just get a slap down, get the ult down, get the return kill, and then Yep,
Colonel
good,
Paco.
good trade there.
Colonel Paco already 0-3. This is the coin flip of Paco.
Yeah,
we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, so the nice thing though, right, is that on a lot of teams, Colonel Paco, his job is to be the engage with the team, be a strong front line, be all sorts of things. But this in this comp, his role is to press R on Kog'Maw in team fights, and at 0-3, he's going to be able to do that.
Sure is. How much stats it's going to provide is a different story. But right now, Mountain's just flexing their priority. Able to kind of push into this jungle, get some vision, get some Scryer's Blooms. You like to see that. Turret plating falling soon. Herald being dropped top. And Nolark is not going to be around for this. This is going to be cash money for the Mordekaiser. Ching! Well, we like to see that for Mountain. Money into the pocket of Quas.
Maybe get one more plate before they go? Yeah, he gets one more. All right. Quas picking up all those plates up there.
Yep, but action might be happening in the bottom lane. Action is coming. Darth Head is going to go face check this bush. Equalizer right on top of him, going to get binded up. So Lulu ult is there, but it is not enough. Darth Head's going to try and maximize his passive with some huge damage onto them. But Tom Nom Nom slays Quicksilver Sasha. Oh, wow. Great play. Brambleback looking like they're in rough shape.
Yeah. So that's kind of like it. If Mountain's able to repeat that throughout the game, this is gonna be a pretty one-sided game, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like when all your damage is so reliant on the Kog'Maw, and then Mountain is able to just lock down the Kog'Maw for the entire duration of the Equalizer. There's almost no amount of abilities that's going to be able to let him actually live through that. And yeah, it has the potential to be a mess.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited.
This is what the Mountain Boys need. This feels good. Feels good to see this, but it is never down and out when you're Bramble. Zegley trying to make some moves. Great play by Pickle Popper.
Wow.
Oh my God, he's
Damn.
insane. Pickle
That
Popper
was
with
really
those
well
super
played.
heads-up play, knowing that he can just bomb to where Zoe's going to come back to. Getting the double bomb, getting the kill into Zegley. That was sick.
Mm-hmm.
That was super sick, actually.
Yeah.
But, as we were saying, Pickle Popper already 3-1. This dude's been having a hell of a series.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely been playing really well here today. And, yeah, see if he's able to keep it up.
Yeah, but once again, we see Shadow Volt on the other side of the map as Dragon is about to spawn.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, man. Get over here.
Oh, it looks like he might have heard us. He's running down.
Yep. Da-da-da-da-da. He's coming.
Got some pings coming out. Both teams know that he is, in fact, coming down for Dragon.
Yep. He's making his way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and he's homebound. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
Nailed it.
But yeah, I mean, just the thought of facing Shadow Volt and Tom Nom Noms and Kanabi is enough to dissuade that dragon. Stop the dragon stacking temporarily.
Yeah, and even just stalling us for a couple minutes means that you have a couple more minutes to worry about Soul, which is nice. But, you know, it'd be nice if they could take it, too.
Yep, and thank you for the Tier 2 sub, Icically. Wrecked me, daddy, coming into your emote slot. The best emote to grace twitch.tv.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all bummed that I do not have that one yet.
I know, I have serious FOMO.
Yeah.
But, like, can you subscribe to yourself?
Maybe.
I guess so. But Shadow Volt is doing a really good job of standing on a ward, but also acknowledging that they have to shut down this bot lane, and just kind of focusing his attention down there. Because Quas is just doing a very good job of kind of winning this 1v1 in the top lane. Zegley is doing okay, going 1-1 against the Zillion. But, yeah, I mean, you have to, if this is a Kog'Maw comp, you shut down the Kog'Maw. It's that simple. Right, guys?
Yeah. I sure hope so.
Yep.
And Quas picking up first turret in the top lane, playing this Mordekaiser matchup really well.
Mountain is attempting the dragon. Oh, a great equalizer across them. Sasha is in the pit, but right now, Colonel Paco is low. Tom Nom Nom takes him down. Kanabi stuns up Dart's head. Nolark is here. Wardhorn misses it. Red team slays the dragon. Shadow Volt takes it. Quicksilver Sasha is low. And in the Nether Realm, Obliterate able to take him down. Shadow Volt with just a sliver of health. Zegley takes down Darth's head, and it's going to be a big one. Nolark is able to just do so much damage in Darth's head, maximizing the passive damage. Able to kind of clean that up. A fiasco of a team fight. A 4-for-3 dragon going over to the side of Mountain. We still call that a W here.
Yeah, we sure do. And now Zegley on the backside of the fight. Everybody had flash, so there's like 5 flashes laying around. He's just flashing in between them.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, so Mountain picking up that dragon, it is going to be another Ocean Soul for anybody who's paying attention. But the fact that they pick up that dragon means that it's going to mean the world for the tempo of this game. And, you know, they do have a pretty solid lead now. And, you know, this game's just going to be about whether they can kind of maintain that or not.
Oh, yeah. And thank you for the Tier 3 sub, Danny Taco. We love you, buddy. Thanks for liking and supporting it. Spam that Wrecked Me Daddy. Because I spam it for me because I can't.
We're now at 45 subs.
45 subs. We are, whoa.
Almost halfway there.
We're halfway there. Whoa.
Almost making it to the that Valorant League, which I'm pretty excited about. But yeah, obviously that will not be happening during the this league, regardless. So
yeah, I mean, I don't unless we get like some crazy amount of subs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we got all the subs today, I would make it happen for next week.
Yeah. That would be.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
But back to the game at hand. A little bit of a lull here. Quicksilver Sasha able to pick up the Herald. It looks like they just might try and force it down mid, but that would be a bit of a mistake, if you ask me. But here it goes. They're forcing it.
Forcing it.
All right. I'd say tower forced. Great job.
Yep.
You did it.
Yep. Looks like they're probably gonna get a hit off. onto the next tower as well.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Here we go. Equalizer
Here's
coming
the equalizer.
down. Just trying to sway the. Yep.
Hey, stopped it.
Yep. That's how you stop it.
Yep.
Nolark is rotating up with the team.
Yeah, and I've used my fair share of equalizers to clear out waves before.
It's a very for such a big ability. It's got actually a pretty short cooldown.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, sometimes like you just gotta do what you gotta do, and that's the best use for it at the time.
They call that the Lord's work.
Yep. I'm not sure who does, but I'm sure somebody does.
Yep. God's plan. Oh man. Quas getting a lot of damage on that turret, playing the split push game very well. Shout out to Sandbox.
Yeah, Sandbox trying to get you to go back to Vanessa Carlton here.
That's alright.
Not a fan of the Drake.
No, but we're a fan of the Mountain Drake.
Yep. Yeah, joke's on you. We got 4 Drakes in this league, so.
Yep. Do we have room for a 5th? Probably not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drake.
Sorry.
Yeah. But this gold lead, you like to see that. Not in the hands of Brambleback, for the sake of diversity.
Yeah.
It tells a new story in this season of the Rekt League. But right now, Quas is going to tell his own legendary tale as he is being chased down by Pickle Popper and Colonel Paco. And he just wants a piece, I think. He's going to get stunned up. But I don't know if there's any amount of damage that they can really dish out right now that can shut him down.
Yeah, Zillion definitely a hard champion to run away from there, but you know, it looks like just a little bit of respect there from the side of Bramble to, you know, not go too crazy chasing after people and they don't know where the rest of the other team is.
Yep, Tom now hasn't finished boots yet. I would like him to do that just for my own sanity, because he looks really slow.
Yeah, and it looks like he's actually not going for the lethality build. He's going for more of just a crit build.
Yep. Crit and cooldown. He's just opting for lots of cooldown.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for this gifted sub, Dogwood. A true gentleman and a scholar. A man of culture. And another man of culture is the Shadow of Old, who goes for the equalizer. Colonel Paco goes for the redemption. And you know what? They get a tower out of this. They can just kind of keep this action up. Bomb on the Tom Nom Noms. Going to result in some damage. Not a ton. Great binding, but yeah, I mean, the more time you kind of spend fighting in the top lane, Ornn is taken down, but here in the Dragon Pit, we got Quicksilver Sasha with the Brazilian ult on top of him. Don't take him down, don't kill him. Oh, Tom
now take him down.
What? Tom will take him. Tom doesn't care. Tom will do it. Darth's head is taken down as well.
Oh my god.
Can you do this? Is this real?
Oh
Zegli takes down Colonel Paco, and what was a kill in the top lane and maybe a good engage turns into disaster. Great play by Tom, timing the arrow perfectly. The legend of Tom.
Wow.
Still strong and well in the Rekt.
That was really well played. And honestly, like the Varus and the Zoe together, like they both have a kind of similar effect on these fights where like they're able to just pick off squishy targets and get locked down from so far away. And man, that whole fight was just really, really well played there by Mountain.
Absolutely. Oh, you'll love to see that. And that is a 6K gold lead in the hands of Mountain. If you were looking at the standings, you probably wouldn't expect that. But here we are. Game 2. Really bringing it back. A nice flash by Zegli. There's just a spare flash. Don't worry, guys.
Yep. That one was just a borrowed flash, so still got his own. Don't you worry.
Still got his own. Quas is just applying so much pressure. He's just flexing right now. He's flexing big time.
Well, Equalizer went down under the tower trying to catch out Pickle Popper, but that was not able to do that. Kind of tough to catch those out unless you're unless you got them locked down somehow. But I'm just kind of like trying to hope that it'll land on somebody in the middle of the lane as a tall order.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, right now, we see Quas just applying pressure on the other sides of the map, kind of messing around in the jungle, pushing lanes. But yeah, I mean, really good right now. But as we were talking about, there is a sense of like inevitability that does come with a Kog'Maw comp. How far along are we in the Kog'Maw inevitability factor?
So, I mean, one of the nice things, right, is that if you look at Kog'Maw's item build right now, he's got his Blade of the Rune King completed. So that's one. That's one item. I think around 3-ish is where we should start being really worried. But if you look there, there's this nice looking sash in his inventory that he had to build to not get picked out by this Zoe. So that one's actually going to set him back quite a bit, about 1,900 gold. And yeah,
it's actually, I believe, is it 1,300?
I
think it's
that's an excellent
1,300.
question.
I think it's 1,300. I'm gonna say 1,300.
Yeah.
Veto that one.
But yeah, that is a little bit of gold that is not going towards the damage item, so it's gonna, make his spike when he starts actually really tearing through everybody a little bit later.
My only fear is that Tom Nom Noms just straight tickles this Ornn.
Yep.
Like his arrow through him just actually does nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, but a great engage. The Equalizer is zoning
Equalizer
them
does
out.
plenty.
The Ornhorn's coming across though, trying to
Quaz on the back
re-engage
line.
this. Double bombs onto 2. Pickle Popper, are you kidding me? Tom Nom Nom is popping. Oh my god. They're sleeping null arc, but man, Pickle Popper, what is that damage? A great stun onto 2 of them. Able to obliterate them and just still
Well, they're not
fighting
done.
this one. Quas is here, but he's getting kind of low. Pickle Popper just tosses bombs in the backline. Zegly on a rampage, but Darth's head is slain. Quas trying to do what he can. Zegly's, oh my gosh, resurrecting Darth's head. Got Pickle Popper on the hunt. He wants a little bit more, but that is a good team fight for Bramble to get them back into this. And just like that, it's a 4K gold lead over on the side of Mountain. Zegly trying to get cheeky with it. Nah.
Turns out that no.
No. Not
Yeah.
getting cheeky with it.
Yeah, so that fight, it felt like Mountain was just they looked desperate, and they're not really in a position where they need to be desperate. They were trying really hard to force that fight. They had Quaz like flanking around behind the second tower to try to catch out Darth Ted, and it's just really hard to actually like dive that single-handedly behind the turret. And like they don't need to be diving towers right now that hard,
No.
Unless they have a serious numbers advantage, they can just keep doing what they've been doing.
No.
Just they have this really nice poke comp. Maybe just take some time. Work on the health bars a little bit. Work on yourself, and then maybe win that way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, personal growth is the key to League of Legends. It really is a game of personal growth. You started level 1 and you accrued levels. But I understand why they kind of feel a little bit pressured, as we were saying, like Ornn scales to infinity, Kog'Maw scales to infinity and beyond. There is some level of urgency that is needed here. Next Dragon coming up. Brambleback is definitely in a position. But yeah, as you're saying, they do need to play a little bit slower. And if they're going to be using the Equalizer, just don't use it on like the front line. This front line does not give a hoot about it. And trying to dive them under tower is definitely a tall order. This is going to be a very quick Dragon going over to the side of
Oh no,
Brambleback.
run.
Oh man, this is going to be a ton of damage. Zegly is caught out. Horn, Glacial Prison. But Quas is on the back line. He's trying to make something happen. He's doing his best. Obliterating the lot of them. Gonna get a big one. Oh, a clutch stun by Pickle Popper. What is this? Darth's head is now just ripping through the team. Trying to protect him. Flashing over the wall. Tom Nom Noms can't handle this puppy. And Quas trying to take him down. Not able to. That is a big old quadra kill going over to Darth's head.
That there is a Kog'Maw comp, boys.
That's the Kog'Maw comp.
Yep. Yeah, so I was saying earlier that Darth Head's still a little ways off from where he starts getting really, really scary, and that quadra kill is going to put him pretty close. I don't know.
Yeah, that's woof.
Yeah, so,
Well, as Puppy Kog'Maw would say, woof.
woof.
This is a very fast Baron tread with all of these buffs. No jungler need apply.
Yeah, and I think I'm not going to be here in time to stop this one. And that one, even if Bramble doesn't get a lot off his Baron, that's a whole lot of time that Mountain's not going to be able to do much with what remains of their lead, all 300 gold of it.
I know. Yep, 300 gold lead is all they got. Kog'Maw is officially online. This is what was looking so good for Mountain is now a scenario in which they kind of have to be worried.
Yeah, and you know, like even if Mountain does get behind, like the fact that Zegley's ahead means that there is always going to be some hope, you know, for that cheeky bubble that we keep talking about. You know, maybe catching out Darth's head before a fight. Maybe they can kind of make something like that happen. Maybe get a pick here and there when someone's trying to ward. You know, like the fact that Zegley's so ahead means that stuff is still on the table. But at least as far as these fights go, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yep,
Quaz
Horn going down. Quaz is definitely caught out. He's gone. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Yep.
I could have sworn I saw him there.
Yeah. It looked like a Quaz. Might have been wrong.
Yeah.
Been wrong before.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also like Darth Head has the Orn item. He's got to upgrade. Upgrade. What do you want to call it? Blade of the Rune King.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's actually a kind of silly part about Orn on the Kog'Maw comp. It's just an extra little stats for him as well.
More stats. Yep, everyone's contributing. It takes a village, and a glacial prison under the tower is going to catch Zegley, but they don't quite have enough damage. They do indeed. Quicksilver Slash are able to take it down. The Equalizer is not stopping anyone. Darth Head does not care. He doesn't. He just straight doesn't. He doesn't care about your nonsense. He doesn't care about who you are, where you come from. He's just going to do a ton of damage. He's 11, 4, and 4.
Yep. He might act like he cares. He might even like, you know, talk to you about it, but he doesn't care.
Oh, he doesn't. The nerve of these Kog'Maw players. And with that, Quas is going to try and pull him in, but you don't want this fight. You just want to do what you can. But yeah, Tom Nom is just a tickler. He's tickling Tom right now.
Tickling Tom. Yeah, he's
known.
Better run.
He's got a dip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Bramble is trying to end this game. The Cinderella story that almost was maybe coming to an end. And with that, we have a nice 2-0 for Brambleback and heartbreak. Heartbreak for the Mountain fans out there.
Yeah. It really looked like they had a strong start to that game, and like that was kind of what I said they needed to do, right? You know, they gotta get going early. They gotta kind of catch Brambleback, you know, before they get their foothold, and you know, contest some of the dragons. They did that, and you know, they really did a lot of the important stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, just a misplaced fight. All it really took was one for that one fight around the mid tower, where and then from that point on, like their lead just stopped, and it was really hard for them to kind of get anything after that.
Absolutely. So with that, we have to put to rest the hopes and dreams of Mountain beating Brambleback. Not today, not yet, but now
Maybe
we have
in the
some
finals.
In the finals, yeah, I'm waiting for the finals, the repeat matchup. Honestly, Mountain is just scaling. I think they looked really good. We definitely saw them play more of their style. Quas showing that he can flex big on those split pushers. There's a lot of good things that came out of this, I think, for Mountain fans.
Yep. Yeah. Quaz, I think definitely looked better than he's looked all season. So I'm excited to see where he goes next week. Zegley as well on that Zoe looked really good. I wasn't super crazy about the pick because it was almost kind of like counterpicking yourself, where you just didn't have a lot of like good options. Like anyone that you do catch out, they can just Zillion ult it and stuff. But you know, he made it very effective in the fights, like for the stage of the game that they were winning. And then it just kind of fell off after that. Tom Nom's looked great. You know, Kanabi looked great.
Yep, Tom Nom with the classic Tom builds. Yep. Giving everyone in the chat a little bit of a head scratcher, a little bit of genius, stroke of genius from him from time to time. But yeah, a really good solid sub. Great performance from Tom. We love him. Always good to see a sub come in clutch and do his darndest. But with that, we're going to move on to some interviews. I've called in Pickle Popper and Darth Head. I think they just were both absolutely standout players this series. You got to at least bring in the Kog'Maw if he's gonna win on the Kog'Maw comp. You got to bring him in. You just gotta.
Yeah.
If you don't want to leave the Zoom but just mute yourself, then
and then join Discord.
And then just join Discord. Yeah. And then I'm gonna be dragging in some boys for an interview. Just a second. Oh.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the party.
Fun party.
It's the Pickle Popper Darth Head Party Celebration Series
It's a
2020.
Bramble party.
It's a Bramble Party. Congrats on the 2-0. Looked a little scary there for you guys for a second.
A little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely did.
You
In
gave the,
comms though, we were all very calm, and other than subtle flame being thrown around or not so
Yeah,
subtle
yeah.
flame, we were all like, all right, we're gonna eventually win this game.
We have a
Right,
Cogma.
right,
Awaken
guys?
Cogma.
Right?
Yeah.
We're going to win,
We have
right?
a Cogma with a Lulu and a Zillion. We'll be fine. And Orn items.
So, how much did Darth Head have to Venmo all of you to play the Kog'Maw comp?
Nothing
Like,
actually.
that was only
I
like half the Cogma comp, so.
Oh, man. I don't even want to see. Half? What's the other half?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a secret.
no spoilers.
Ooh, okay.
It's more heals and shields for the Kog'Maw though.
It probably involves the Shen top lane, I would assume.
Shh.
Right. All right. It definitely does not involve the Shen top lane. I would
For
assume.
sure, not the Shen top
For
lane.
sure
Yeah.
not Shen.
No,
Definitely
only
not.
plays Orn. He never plays Shen.
Yeah, and he's really happy to play such a wild and diverse champion pick.
It is, yeah, I bet. I mean, top lane's a pretty wild place, and he is wilding with the best of them, picking up the Ornn.
Solo killing that Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Yep, did solo kill the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser did the Lord's work. How funny was it when Mordekaiser went and just slapped Colonel Paco at like 2 HP? Just like ripped him in.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Parker was like, "Oh, I'm dead. I didn't think he had one." Kobe traded the kill, so you know.
Yeah, it works out.
But yeah.
So what was the prep like going into this week? I mean, you guys, I think, played a bunch of games in honor of Nolark's birthday this week. Shout out to
Yeah.
Nolark. Happy birthday
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
He only died
Wait,
once.
was
Congratulations.
that
right?
this week? Oh man.
I think so.
Yeah, Greg, we were all online saying happy birthday to him 2 days
I
ago.
know. It feels like so long ago. Quarantine time, you know.
Quarantine.
We going into this though, we figured that as we banned out a lot of assassins, don't let Shadow of Old pop off. We could kind of fighting.
Yeah. We were kind of
Makes
thrown
sense.
off that he took the J4. That was. We saw it coming right when they didn't ban it, but
What are you gonna do? If the brain's not big enough and you're gonna let Shadow of Old just take that from you, like,
I mean, clearly
we let him.
He can have it.
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, I mean, Pickle Popper, you looked great on the Oriana. What was the recipe for success? Let us all know so we can all take notes.
Sticking with the pointy end.
It was looking quite pointy.
Yeah, just hit him with the ball. Get it. Oriana, if you're ahead on Oriana, you do a lot of damage. So that was kind of.
You were
Plus
ahead.
we got the early air of that game, right? So.
Yeah.
You know, 10% more ults. That feels good.
Yeah, 10%.
I
It's
mean,
not nothing. What do you got for them, Adolma?
dragon control.
Yeah. So Pickle Popper. You look super good today, and I just gotta ask, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Had a part of a sourdough pancake with green onions and shallot in it, and some
Wow.
scrambled eggs.
Martha Stewart over here.
Wow,
Oh, that was.
very nice.
I mean, I didn't make the breakfast.
Oh, okay.
That's
Someone
it.
paying
It's-
Martha Stewart over here.
Ooh,
and some green tea.
spender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you also eat some Fig Newtons?
I did not. I did take a nap out in the sun though, so that might have done
Ooh,
Yeah. All right. So I've got another question for you, Pickle Popper.
it. Okay.
There's been I've been seeing some of the top mid laners chiming in on who's the best. Who would you rate as the best mid laner aside from yourself right now?
I mean, it's Shu.
It's Shu.
I mean,
Because
Always-
you're looking pretty good.
it's always been Shu. Shu just has there's a Shu debuff for every other mid laner when you're like, oh shit, I don't want to play this week.
Except for that one season you went Eddie carry.
Yeah, that was great.
But yeah. So, what else you got for me?
everybody's got 2 weeks left. You guys are playing Air next
Yeah.
week. You guys are playing Ocean in the last week. Which of those matches are you more excited about? Which one are you more worried about?
Honestly, I think both the matches are going to be good. Through scrims with Air, though, they seem a little bit lopsided, but they end up always showing up on game day more than they do in scrims, so I'm excited for that next week. But Ocean really takes it to us when we play them, so that's going to be the game to watch.
Nice. I will be out there watching it for sure.
Yep, and don't tune into that Air versus Bramble game. Apparently, there's nothing to watch.
Nothing
Consider
to
it,
watch.
consider it free.
Done deal. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I already have to go eat like dinner for 5 minutes and then start up the stream again. So with that, we're gonna sign off for a few minutes. I'm gonna cram some food in my face, and I will be back hopefully with a cocktail in my hand, ready to cast what might be the sickest game of the night. We got Air versus Infernal, some top of the table teams. Bring it to you in just a few minutes. Don't go away.